Yo, what is up? It is Awesome Guy 5000 here. Thank you for clicking on my video, and today we're going to be talking about the current state of Fortnite OG. Now, since I have last covered Fortnite OG, I think in Season 2 or maybe 3, a lot of interesting stuff has actually happened, a lot of good stuff, a lot of theories, and we're just going to go over everything. So, before we get into that though, I am currently on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers before August, before Season 5 of OG comes out, because apparently the Cube is going to be coming back, and bro, I used to watch the Cube every day back in the day when it was originally in the game in Playground mode, and I want to be able to do that again, but they took Playground mode out of the game, and the only way to be in a game alone now is to get a supported creator code so you can make a custom game, and the only way you can do that is to get 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to help me relive my childhood, please subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subs before August. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so Fortnite OG. The first major thing I need to just get out there is that it took them 2 seasons to finally fix the grass. It's like they just forgot the grass was like the new texture grass, and they finally changed it back to the OG grass. The map looks way better now. It's not glitching out on roads or anything. Like, there's not gray or like brown grass anymore. It actually looks normal like how it looked before. So finally, I don't know why it took them 2 seasons to fix it, but finally the grass is back to normal. Alright, now let's talk about Season 3. So Season 3, as expected, it was a very boring map change, and while it was better than Season 2, the mode itself quite quickly began to lose its steam. A lot of people just stopped playing it. It did get very boring, and it caused a lot of people to make videos on it. Including Cypher PK. The bot problem every day was just getting worse and worse and worse. There's like more bots every single update with OG for some reason. That is still a problem now, but actually I think recently they've made it so there's at least 35 real people in the game, if you're lucky. If you're lucky, there's at least 35 real people, guys, okay? Not 25 anymore. They added 10 more real people. But anyway, yeah, I think so far Season 3 for OG has been the worst season, but now that we're kind of getting into the seasons where, like Season 4, where the game actually started to kind of like blow up and do its own thing and get good and not just really be really basic all the time, I think people are actually starting to enjoy it a lot more now. I think people are enjoying OG more right now than ever, but does that necessarily mean it can be at its peak? Like, is everything good with it right now? There's some interesting stuff about the story specifically, but me personally, I just don't like still that there are rifts on the map. I know it's good for mobility and like people just want to be able to get around fast instead of playing a walking simulator, but here's my thing with the mode. While I am glad that they kept the new movement, because I feel like that's just necessary, right? I feel like just so many people have gotten used to the new movement. If they took it away, even the OG players that got used to it, they would not want to play the mode anymore because it'd just be slow and boring, right? But adding rifts does more than just allowing you to move faster on the ground. It removes all strategy. Up until Season 5, which you wouldn't have to wait that long really. I don't know why they put rifts everywhere, so you could just basically hop from rift to rift and get across the whole map in like 2 seconds. It especially takes away from the strategy in Zero build, because I made a video before there were rifts in Fortnite OG, in the first like day of the season, I think, when I first played, and I really loved it because there were no bots and it was actually pretty faithful. But yeah, they added rifts I think shortly after that, and I was just very confused as to why they would do that, because the way I see it is that OG is a mode for the old players. I think if they made a mode for the new gen players to try and go back and see if they liked it, they shouldn't really be catering to them, right? I think the OG mode should strictly be for the players that actually want to play Fortnite how it was, with the exception of like new graphics and new movement. But I think rifts are just kind of overdoing it. I don't like them. They could have waited till Season 5 at least, but I guarantee that even in Season 5, there's still going to be rifts scattered around everywhere where they wouldn't have been in actual Season 5, and there's going to be no point of like ATKs. But despite the rift, despite that, it's very minor, honestly. It doesn't really change the whole OG experience. It just kind of makes it a little bit weird, because I'd rather people use their brains and do a strategy than just try to just speed up the match as fast as possible, because that's really what it was. Like, that's how it was back then. People just had to be strategic. But anyway, I'm still finding Season 4 of OG fun, the most fun so far. I think the addition of Dusty Divot is great. The hop rocks are actually like way better than I remember them being. You get some pretty cool kills and confused a lot of people with hop rocks. Of course, Risky Reels came back. We had that iconic Search 7 chest and Risky Reels quest come back. That was epic. And what we have seen from this season is in recent updates of OG, the map has actually updated again, just how like it did back in the day. Like, trees are now starting to grow in Dusty Divot. So that does confirm now that throughout the OG seasons throughout the season, there will be mid-season map changes, and that's great. I was really hoping they would do that, and it seems like they are going to be doing that, and that's great. That is an amazing thing they're going to do, and I'm very happy they're doing that, because now it can actually feel like a flow to the season instead of just like rushing it. You know, even though it is rushed, it still feels like a quickened flow, not just like okay, this time frame and then now this time frame. Like, it's actually feeling like it's a flow. And now one very interesting thing that has happened that is actually new and was not in the old seasons, storyline wise, is over at the bunker in Wailing Woods. The bunker is actually rhythmically glowing, and it's actually Morse code. And if you actually go ahead and dissect that Morse code, it says something is wrong. Now, if we want to connect the bunker all the way to what we know about the storyline nowadays, is that the bunker is actually a IO imagined order base. So currently on the OG map, something is going on where the IO are freaking out saying something is wrong. Now, what is wrong? Probably the visitor. And that's another very interesting thing that's going on, because the visitor is supposedly the same visitor that we had before, but different because he like still remembers everything that already happened. So it's like some weird time glitches going on right now in OG, and it might actually be canon to our current storyline, and that's weird. So here's my theory with that. I think Fortnite might do kind of like a retcon thing, so like all the old stuff still happened obviously to get up to where we are now, but there's like another version of that playing out now. Conveniently enough, Season 4 of OG and Season 3 of Chapter 6 ends on the same day. So when this event happens, imagine if the rocket goes up and goes into the rift, and we see it actually come into the Chapter 6 map too and fly around there for a little bit before leaving. And here's my theory, right? Here's why I think it might be like kind of like a retcon and an explanation of what the lore was. Right now, currently in the Chapter 6 storyline, we're actually getting very heavy implications that the last reality is going to come back, and I'm very excited for that. That's obviously why I want to get to 1,000 subs, so please sub if you haven't yet. But what that means, I think, is that the last reality obviously is in charge of the cubes, and if they come back in Chapter 6, and the visitor originally in Chapter 1 went to that rift, we don't know where he went. What if he actually went to Chapter 6, and the reason that a cube came out of the rift was because in Chapter 6, cubes are invading the map? Imagine that. That's like some weird, like, just cycle, like, time glitch thing. That'd be so cool if they did that. So yeah, that is my theory, and I think if they do that, that'll make OG like just really unique. It's kind of own thing. I think that'd be very good for the mode, because people would pay a lot more attention to it, especially the storyline people. I do think it'd be cool if OG had like tiny, small differences that aren't exactly like the same when it comes to the storyline. I think all the gameplay should be the same, and there shouldn't be like any massive changes. Like there shouldn't be any like differing map changes or anything like that. But I just think small storyline things could change to explain stuff we didn't really get a full explanation on in Chapter 1, and that could potentially like leak into Chapter 6. I think that'd be super cool. But yeah, man, basically OG right now, it's not in like a terrible dying state, right? Like the mode is not dead. It still has lots and lots of players. People are enjoying it. It's just not what people want it to be. And honestly, I don't think it'll ever be that. If you're just waiting for this mode to kind of change and go back to how it was, it's not. Like, it is like a remastered version of OG. It's not supposed to be exactly one for one, obviously. So with that said, I think you just have to kind of enjoy OG how it is, and I am. Just because there's stuff in it that I don't really like, I'm still enjoying the mode. I played a lot, I like the mode, and I'm enjoying it. I like the weapons currently, and if they do decide to connect the storylines, that'd be even cooler. I think that would be epic. And you know, I'll finally be able to get to watch the rocket event, because that's the only event I think I've ever missed in Fortnite besides the Star Wars event, because I didn't care about that one, the most recent one. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.